All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, the teachers word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to tie this lesson outweighed, outnumbered, and outmatched with Esau as pertaining to the so called white man. You know, this is what this man is known for, being the bully of the earth. The scriptures call this man the hammer of the earth. But in this case, he's the small guy. He's the peon, the punching bag to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And it's being more evident that we serve the powers of heavens and earth, man. You know, everything's becoming more and more clear uh, concerning the war in heaven. You know, because as you can see, I got this article concerning those so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of the Most High, man. And and as you can see, who's reporting it? This is from Pedal Pixel. Let me just get it. And it says Navy. See, and that's concerning the military, man. You know, this concerning these so-called UFOs and the reports is always the Pentagon. You know, something concerning war. That's Navy. That's all. This is war talk, man. You know, but it says Navy admits to having more UFO videos, but refuses to release them. And why is that? This is like watching film. You know, it just shows that this man is outweighed, outnumbered, and pretty much outmatched. He don't understand because the Lord put in his spirit to to fight. It said they were fearful, but yet durst fight. You know, when we read the second Ezra, we'll get that. You know, but why is that? So we'll just read a little bit, get some precepts. The Lord was edifying, man. So it says the U.S. government has said it will not share any more footage of UFOs with the public to protect national security. See, so as you can see, they perceive it as a threat. So that's why the Pentagon is reporting it. The Navy, you know, which that's a branch of the military. So it says, read it again. The U.S. government has said it will not share any more footage of UFOs with the public to protect national security. So that shows that this is war talk. It is a threat, and that's why you have the Space Force. That's why they so adamant in shooting these different rockets to the atmosphere. You know, set up different weapons. You know, because they're preparing for this war in heaven, and this man is going to exhaust all resources. The price of tin have went up, and certain just lesser metals and all this, everything has shot up. You know, you deal with the scrap yard. They have shot up. Why? Because they put more things to these rockets, these missiles. You know, and this is prove our faith. You know, the footage is to the point. It's so overwhelming. They just got to come out with it and say it is. Man. So it says in May, the Pentagon. See, which we know that's concerning war. The Department of Defense. You know, you might hear that the DOD. It says the Pentagon held a congressional hearing on UFOs where videos of mysterious objects were shown during the first public hearing on UFO on Capitol Hill since the 1960s. It says that now the Navy has told a government transparency website that releasing any other UFO videos will harm national security. And all the government's UFO videos are classified information. See, this, like I said, just watching film. I think it was over there in Iran where they was shooting at it at the chariot, and the chariot just playing with them, just dodging it on some Matrix type, So that's what it, because the evidence, the videos they have shown was some bullshit, man. They have clear video of that, the different, and that shows that that war is taking place now as we speak. Just going back to the video on Iran, and why is it harming national security? Because you shooting at it, you can't get hit, and you getting hit, you know. So going, let's see, I might that might just be the point on that, But the point is why, they admit to having more videos, but refusing to release them. So just going back, scripture talk about their war in heaven, man. So we'll just start out with that in the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter. Because so-called, there's not no reason why Lord set up this devil got fighter jets and shit. He's known as the Eagle. This man dealing with airstrikes. He got fighter jets, things of that nature. Why is that? Because ultimately, hey, that was the spirit to talk about those dog fighters in Revelation, the 9th chapter, because that was going to be a big part of the end, the climax as well. This man came over. You had, the Lord put the spirit on this devil to take flight. How the knowledge to take flight, man, with these different airplanes and shit. But it was a build up for this moment, man. So this is Revelation, the 12th chapter, verse 7. It says, and there was war in heaven. You got to ask yourself, what heaven? Which one? Because when you get, matter of fact, let's just get it, just to prove it, because it's different levels of heaven. But you have the heaven of heavens, the spirit realm where the Lord dwell, but it's different levels of heaven because it can be a condition as well. I think that's 2 Corinthians. Let me see, bear with me. Let me see. I go, let me see. Damn, that's lucky. That's it. 2 Corinthians 12. Yep, Con. The book of 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 2 reads, I knew a man in Yahushua above 14 years ago, and that's concerning Paul when he got stoned. It says, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell, the Most High knoweth. Such an one caught up to the third heaven. See? So what is that third heaven? That's talking about the spiritual realm. Matter of fact, continue on to prove it. That's the heaven of heaven. That's the top heaven. That's why I said the third heaven. It says, and I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell, the Most High knoweth. See, so that lets you know it's nothing of this carnal realm. It says how he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. Meaning, when he's seen it, you really can't put it into words. You'll be really watering it down. You just say it was just excellent or great, and that's you can't even put it into words. It's nothing you can really put into words to explain it. Because you would say it was great, you really watering it down. So that's why I say it was not lawful for a man to utter. But going back, it says the third heaven, which is the heaven of heaven, the spiritual realm. So concerning This war in heaven, that's talking about the first heaven concerning the firmament, the sky. Because you got the first heaven with the sky, the firmament. Then you got the second heavens, which is the heavens, where you got the celestial bodies, you got the planets. That's the heavens. Then you have the third heaven, which is the spiritual realm. You know, so that war in heaven is concerning this war and that's going to take place, in the firmament, the sky. With these different fighter jets. You know, that's why they on the scene. That's why he's known as the eagle. And the Lord said he's going to come as the eagle as well. You know, but it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. See, so that's going into the angels, the chariots going. It was fighting pretty much against the NATO, the EU, NATO, the EU, the beast system, this beast and their armies. Pretty much is going to try to come against the chariots with their fighter jets. That's why it's a thing too. You hear about it when they be buying different jets and shit. They be upgrading them, certain information. Because if all things fail, what they do, they send airstrikes. Well, the Lord gonna, pretty much roll them over with the chariots, man. It says, matter of fact, continue on. It says, and prevail not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. See, because this ultimately overthrew that. This is going to be an effort to overthrow that whole system too, as well. They prevail not. That was a feeble attempt against Yahweh outside. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of what's that, Isaiah 31. Scripture talk about coming against that kettle. Fragile, man. Like smash, you want to go a brick versus a clay pot. Who gonna win? God, y'all about some outside. That's Esau, man. Matter of fact, let's get it. This is the book of Isaiah 31 and verse 3. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High. See, this man is just a man. This man gotta take a piss. He gotta take a shit. He gotta eat. Even the elites gotta do that. This man, he boasts in his military because when you go into it concerning that fourth beast, in Daniel, when you read Daniel 7, it tells that one of the pretty much the characteristics that stuck out was his great iron teeth. But the Lord said he's going to, matter of fact, let's get there in the book of let's get there in the book of I think that's the book of Psalms 58. Because this is what contributes to this man and his pride when you read Psalm 73. I think it's Psalms 58. God. Psalms 58 and 6. It reads, break their teeth, O Yahweh Shema Shai, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. See? So that's the young lion, meaning the lion in his prime. And Esau, pretty much that means Esau and his weaponry is at its height, pretty much. But it says Lord's gonna break their teeth because that's the weapon of a beast, is their teeth. So that represents the military might of the so-called white man. But it says the Lord is gonna break it, man. So just going back, like I said, the scriptures, just roughly paraphrase, it talks about going a kettle, and pretty much it's gonna break, man. You running against a brick wall, pretty much. And you fragile, man. So that's why I said the Egyptians are men and not the Most High. And that's concerning the mark. The Egyptians are the Edomites, beginning with the heads of Edom, the bankers, all the way down to Joe Sixpack. But this uh, these heads are going to be preserved for the world to come, man. Why? Because they're going to fall into that pit which they have dug. They're going to be the first fruits of slaves, and that's why you see all these resources being exhausted. You know, like I said, the price. You look at these different lesser metals, they're even being in high demand now because you know, those things are going towards these different weapons. You know, it says now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. See, how can you fight something you can't see, man? You know, how can you? Like I said, this concern this man his fighter jets. He got to put gas in it. He might have to put oil in it. You know, sir, is maintenance involved. You ain't gotta put some any type of fluid in the chariot of your Yahweh Shema. It's not spirit, man. You know, the you know the spirit is way past the flesh, man. Flesh is temporal, man. That's why ultimately the result is death. And concerning carnality, the flesh, it decays, it dies. The spirit continues. And that's what the so-called white man, like I said, he got maintenance. You got to dust it off. You got to crank it up here once in a while, whatever the case may be. But it's not going to compare to what Yahweh Shai got. It says, when the Lord shall stretch out his hand. See? So the Lord he's coming on the offensive, man. The Lord Yahweh Shai is never on the defense. The Lord is one that's going to really make it happen. That's why Esau, he really on a defense mode. Esau really on defense mode. That's what a wild, especially a wounded animal, they can only show that they ready first. You know that they really intimidated. That's why this man is showing his teeth. He's growling. You know, those claws are coming forth. You see it by the way his law, these different laws, legislations being passed, the rhetoric that he puts forth. Because this is all the fight for power as well. You know, this is for rulership, man. It says, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. Yeah. And those everybody with this man, these other nations. That's why the whole statue fell. That symbolized Esau and all the other nations. When that's because this devil really uphold all this shit. You know? But by him falling, all the other nations gonna fall as well. You know, it says as well as 2/3 of our people in the land tells the land is going to be cut off, and the chariot is going to be a big part of the destruction of America. You know, it says for thus have the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor be abased of the noise of them. See, so that's how the Lord is. He's pretty much what the scripture said, wait ye upon me till I rise up to the prey. Who is the prey? The Edomites. This is the time the Lord's going to visit this man. And we seeing the signs of it. The Lord told us the tokens to look for. And one of the tokens was the signs in the heavens. You know, concerning the celestial bodies, you know, and their different alignments and the moon, and you know, the different eclipses, but as well as the chariots. tells you they're going to enter into the house of the thief, man, which is a miracle. And that's why this man is so jacked up about this. That's why I was in space where he just had to come out like, damn, you seen all these rockets out for what? Now you want to go to the moon all of a sudden. But that's a cover. They just want to make you think that. They know they can't even go to the moon. You know? So it says, so shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. See? And that's how the Lord, hey, he always done it. The Lord have always, like in a battle, Yahweh Shema shall bring for the chariots, man. Matter of fact, was that in I think that's in the book of 2 Samuel, I believe. Talks about the mulberry trees. Let me see. Bear with me. Let me see. So they tell you the Lord's gonna do his strange work. Yep. Let's see. The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, and in verse 22, it says, and the Philistines came up yet again and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of the Lord, he said, thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass about them, and come up upon them over against the mulberry trees. See? So the Lord is pretty much giving him a blueprint of how to lay out on pretty much how he's going to come at these different Philistines. You know, a battle plan pretty much. It says, and let it be when thou hearest the sound of a going in the tops of the mulberry trees, then thou shalt bestir thyself. See? So you can see when you hear it above the tops of the mulberry trees, it says, matter of fact, it says, for then shall the Lord go out before thee to smite the host of the Philistines. See, so they're just like an airstrike with the chariots, man. Lord sending, like, you know, he's zapping these different Philistines. But that was the battle plan. He said, set a compass about them, and I'm going to lead the charge by zapping them. So that's how the Lord was going, man. You know? But this is that time. So let me see. So that's how the Lord he's gonna fight us, and that's by he's gonna destroy Esau pretty much. It says, as birds flying, see? As birds flying. So will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. See? So just going back to what we just read in 2 Samuel, the 5th chapter. The tops of the mulberry trees. It was an aerial attack. It said, defending also he will deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it. See? Because this is part of that. This is, this is gonna be part of that climax, man. The new paths, because that's when the Lord's gonna, hey, man. But this devil, that's why he said no more footage. Because this is what contributes to the faith. The scriptures talk about that the Lord shall give bread to the ear because of these things that's budding forth. You know? So, matter of fact, let's, I think this Revelation, the 17th chapter, I believe. Because ultimately, this man, he's doing everything in his power, but it's already set in stone, man. Pretty much. You're not gonna prevail. It says this is Revelation 17 and 14. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb. See, and that's what they're doing. We see that process taking place. They ain't got just satellites out there. They ain't just exploring the heavens for your amusement. No, those, they got different weapons out there. They got different uh, laser systems and shit. Even they show you on that movie, when you watch that movie Die Another Day, which is Chris talk about that incorruptible pures in all things. Was that's how they watered the truth down to you. They put it in a movie or a comedy or a cartoon, pitch it to you for you to not receive it and take it serious. But they showed that the man had a damn laser, you know, from space pretty much. When you watch the movie, the 007 movie, Die Another Day, man. So this is part of this devil trying making war. These different, like I said, fighter jets, different weapons in space, and eventually he's gonna use these when he's gonna actually try to fight you outside. This nigga is sick, man. How sick is this nigga? He actually came up with a space force. Like he ain't gonna concede, nigga. You haven't considered the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. But this is written in the story. The Lord have built this man in a certain way to fulfill this, man, because of his pride. Matter of fact, we're gonna go back to this because the scripture talk about. I know I quoted in Psalm 73. Let me go and get it. Psalm 73. You know what? I started. Let me see what the point is. I started at 3 then. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." It says, "For there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm." So yeah, we was like that before we came into the truth. When we was in the world, we seen the so-called white man, and we pretty much being envious at the foolish, following after his ways, you know, because he pretty much set forth the standard of what living is and what prospering and a career and all that. He pitched that shit to make it an outlet, these different outlets. So that's how we was envy at the fullest. We had to go. We went to college. That what he say. You want to get here, you gotta go to college. You gotta go to the studio. Some stupid shit like that. Why? Because he said there are no bands in there. Their strength is firm. This man, his military might, his face on the money. So this man, and it seems like he perceives that he's firmly established. You know, talks about that in Job. When shall the wicked live and become old? Because this nigga pretty much, when you go into the stats, he's the bottom half. Got the grease and runners all the way down to the toes, man. You know, he pretty much the whole bottom half of the stats. This nigga is had a run. That's why we in such a emphatic time, man. This is gonna be talked about forever, man. Cause this scene like this man gonna never come out of it. Lord gonna do it in a marvelous way, man. Just that's why you have a climax of the movie. This is what's gonna top it off. Life. This is gonna be when our Lord Yahweh Shai make his return. This is gonna be the climax of life. He gonna you just you know. So it says they are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they played like other men. Why? Because they are in power. The Edomite can get pulled over and get out the car before the police do and snap on him. I dare you as a nigga to do that. You win because you get bubble guts and shit when they, you even see the motherfucker. They ain't gotta be behind you like, oh shit. Why? Because number one, they are our arch enemy. They are the Edomites. We are the Israelites. So that just, and it tells you about it. Give me any affliction but the affliction of an enemy. Because they took it down and they still taking it down with the children of Israel, man. And this is like a certain, going back to Isaiah 31, this is how the Lord, he's going to defend Jerusalem which in this lifetime is concerning the elect, man. You know, those are the ones that's gonna receive the peace. See, it ain't just Jerusalem because it sound good, or just the capital. No, that's concerning the elect because they're gonna receive the peace. Jerusalem, the city of peace. A peace is a people before is a place. The concern is the so-called white man. That's what contributes to their power. It says, therefore, pride, comparison, they're about as a chain. They're bound by it. It's woven in their DNA to be the proud because somebody actually had to live up to the scripture. Especially talk about the proud. Who is that? That's the so-called white man. Oh, when you read, I believe that's Second Ezra, the 11th chapter concerning on down concerning the Roman Empire. It talk about the proud times. And who was ruling? The Edomites. So every time they ruled, because those are the proud times, you know, because they are the proud, the few, the proud, the Marines, all the way down to this nigga boasting into the alphabet and calling it Pride Month, you know, taking pride, you know. So it said, therefore, pride, compassing about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. See, that's their MO. That's what they're about. That's their uniform, you know. That's who they represent. They represent the violence. And this is how the Lord gonna get them. This is how they'll tell you that's what violence Babylon be throwing at. That's why the nuclear destruction is going to take place. You know. Oh, and it also shows you that this is Esau because what was his blessing? The sword. What can you really do with the sword but brain destruction? You know. That was what the sword is for. The sword ain't for to cut your butter or to slice your bread. It was set forth to kill, to bring forth destruction. So this is concerning the so-called white man. You know? So going back, this nigga, that's what he's about, violence. That's the only way he can rationalize things out when you go into uh, Genesis 27 chapter. It tells you how this nigga, only way he can comfort himself was to just kill Jacob. That's a sick nigga, man. So he you know, he experienced the taste of power. He came from a caveman state. You know, you think he want to get rid, you know, and then he not just from just walking upright and shit. This nigga have, you know, he got into the heavens and shit now. This nigga got space stations and all types of things. And this nigga is proud out the ass that he said there's no power but me. Like he came out the mud by himself. But it tells you is how by Shema Shah is raise him up one and set it down another. And in this case, you're finna be set down. You know, but it says these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. Yeah, because just going back, they haven't considered, man. And this was the scripture I was looking for. Matter of fact, Salakia. The book of St. Luke, the 14th chapter. Because just going back, this man is outnumbered. He's outmatched and outweighed, man. Because the Lord is the Lord of hosts. That's what he's about, man. The Lord, he's a man of war. Yahweh Shema Rashad, man. You know? So this is the book of St. Luke 14 in verse 31. It reads, or what king going to make war against another king, sitting not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that come against him with 20,000. See, these I haven't considered that he's outnumbered, man. He's outmatched, he's outweighed, he's pretty much he thinks too highly of himself. You know, as a matter of fact, going back to the chariots of Yahweh, I started talking about. Let's see, what's that Psalm 68? Get that real quick, because talking about that 20,000. Psalm 68 in verse 17, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, is among them as an Sinai in the holy places. So Yahweh Shai gonna lead the charge, man. Hey, what Enoch prophesying for this moment? Matter of fact, let's get that. Enoch pretty much was pretty much prophesying from this moment. I don't know if that's I believe that's the book of Jude. Bear with me. No, that ain't the book of Jude. Bear with me. It is Jude. Yep, it is Jude. I should have went down. Jude, verse 14, it reads, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, that's the spirit, completion, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. See, so this is a moment. We have all. This is pretty much, that's why I said love is apparent. Return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, our Lord Yahweh Shai. You know, but just going back, this is a moment that has been prophesied, and this is that, and he's coming with the host, man, the heavenly host. But it says the Lord coming with 20,000s, but it's gonna be thousands of, can't put a number to it, but pretty much Esau is not sitting down and is consulting. Like, damn, I need to think this over. But it's already set in stone that he was gonna continue. But Lord, we're going to get that. Matter of fact, we're going to get it. After this, it says, or what king going to make war against another king, sitting not down first, and consulted will he be able with 10,000 to meet him that come against him with 20,000? And that's how general you have his different sergeant here, different men here consult with, and go on Twitter and ask how many soldiers they got, and how many mighty men that actually know what that you know that's going to get K's, and you sit her down and see as you're gonna have a good chance of winning that battle. This devil, he just gonna but he says he's gonna live by the sword. That's gonna be his curse. That's his blessings gonna really end up being his curse. Because the scripture talk about they that live by the sword must be killed by the sword. So going back, it says, or else while the other is a great way off, he sent him in a passage and desire conditions of peace. And that's the spirit. That's what we did. We have seen the power. We serve the powers of heaven and earth. The Lord have given us the spirit of understanding and the ears to hear. And we heard this and we was afraid. We read Habakkuk the 3rd chapter. And tells you when you're responsible, ultimately you will desire mercy, man. So that's what we did. We said, oh, so we outmatched, we outnumbered, we can't, our arms too short to box with the Most High, man. We can't, So we waved the white flag pretty much. This nigga Esau have broadened his budget of the military. He already got to fight off Moab and the other nations. Then this nigga trying to fight the chariots, man. And ultimately the chariots, and these other nations. Matter of fact, let's get there in the book of Jude. I mean, not Jude. It's second address. Let me get that second address. 13. Because ultimately, these other nations gonna come together. Cause like I said, it's like these niggas watching film. Why you don't want to show more video? Like everybody into, you know what I mean? We've been waiting this long for you to just come. We already know it is, but damn, Esau, you know. But it just shows how solemn we in, how solemn times that we're in. This nigga want to hide footage now. He admitting it. He openly telling you he ain't showing no more. So this just shows that we're in a very serious time as well. You know. So let's say I'm just gonna get to the point. Matter of fact. So I start at verse 3. Second is 13:3, and I beheld and lo, that man were strong with the thousands of heaven. See, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. And it said, when it said we're strong, that shows that he's not coming in a loving manner, man. He's coming as a mighty man. That's why I say that golden girdle, that man is like he tread up in a wine fat. That's how Yahweh Shai is going to return, man. Yahweh Shai, man. This is how Yahweh Shai is finna make his return. He's gonna wax strong with the thousands of heaven. So this devil is gonna be pretty much, it's gonna be a beat down, man. It says that when he turned his countenance to look, all things that trembled that were seen under him. See, so that shows that his return is gonna be aerial. From the air is gonna be from on high. And it just shows also the test because he's gonna be on high on all levels. The Lord's gonna be on top no matter what. You gonna have to you know what I mean? That's why he was the tallest in Israel, because you gonna have to always look up to him. That's how the end, the end gonna be is you looking up. Cause he you know what I mean, he the guy. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. See, so meaning what he sent forth laser beams. He was commanding those chariots to send forth those different laser beams. It's gonna have the fathership, and it's gonna have other chariots to come from that fathership, man. It says after this, and that just matter of fact, continue on. It says after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. See, so just going back to that sea, those waters, that's the Lord really coming from, breaking the sky pretty much. That portal. We talk about the waves move thereof, because those waters too as well. But it says these other nations ultimately are going to come together and to fight against the Lord, man. And it shows that in the movie Independence Day again, Wisdom Solomon 12:1. That incorruptible spirit is all things, is in all things. So even within these movies is prophecy within it. And Independence Day is one of those movies that shows pretty much that Esau put his twist to it. But it shows these other nations came together. Even when you watch the fourth one, when somehow, some way, them niggas won, all the other nations came. They fulfilled their new world order. Everybody got the thing now, and that's when the big chariot comes. No, it ain't gonna play out like you gonna. I got to come back and regroup. No. Your ass gonna get thrown down when he make his return, man. That's why when John seen in Revelation tell he has 7 crowns. So when he make it, he already won, man. He just being acknowledged in the heavens. We're the ones that acknowledge him on earth. But when the time comes, it is gonna be in heaven and in earth. When the scripture says, then you gonna know I'm the Lord. When you have a shot make his return, you ain't gonna be able, you can't say nothing else after that. You can't say nothing else after that, man. Just the sight itself gonna kill everything. So what's gonna, you know what I mean? You know? But it said they came together to try to do to come against the Lord. To try. It's gonna be a feeble attempt though. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he grazed himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. And that mountain is their chariot. But I would have seen the regional place where the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight him. See, and yet there's fight. So they're gonna be spooked because this is never, just going back. Who's reporting these reports concerning so-called UFOs? The Pentagon, which is pretty much, uh, one of the major parts of this devil and how he worked with the military aspect of his government, man. That's just, the military put on paper. The Pentagon, you know. So those are the ones that's reporting it. But it's gonna get to the point. It's gonna be in reality. Gonna hit them in their face when our Lord make His return. They got files on your house shot. They got files on Michael the Archangel. They know about the cherries and the angels, man. They have footage. That's why you think they don't want to just go on back. Navy admits to having more UF videos, but refuses to release them. See why? The U.S. government said it will not share any more footage. What part of the U.S. government? The Pentagon. They watching film. Why? Because they know they fucked. Just put it up. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? They got to fight. That's why I said they was afraid. You so spooked, but the Lord had to put the spirit on you to fight. That's why he's gonna keep on building. He's gonna keep on upgrading. This nigga got different weapons that you might see on Halo or some space age shit. Fortnite. He got that. That's why it's on the game, and that's probably what shit he had. A few years back. He got something better than that. You know what I mean? You know. But it says the U.S. government has said it will not share any more footage of UFOs with the public to protect national security. See, so it shows that this is a threat. And guess what? Lord, y'all watch me outside going like how they was the hammer, they was the bully, they was the eagle. This how the Lord gonna get them. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. We'll wrap it up. Pretty much we're gonna wrap it up in a minute. Jeremiah 49. In verse 22, it read, behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle. See? And this is talking about our Lord Yahushua, man. When he make a return. Matter of fact, it said, and spread his wings over Basra. See? So he coming. The Lord gonna come to America, man. Oh, that's why it says in the book of Micah, the 4th chapter, pretty much it just laid it all out. Just the whole plot of the movie. The Lord says he's gonna bring us forth. We're gonna be in pain. It's just our history is riddled with captivity. We really going our history is really we was a nation being built in captivity. Came to the land, was dealing with different captivity. When we read the book of Judges, the land was established. When you had the regime of King David and King Solomon, then back to captivity. You know, certain periods that we was able to rebuild the temple and all that, but it was captivity. And the Lord said we're gonna spread out throughout, cast out our land throughout the planet Earth, even to Babylon, America, man. This was the point. It was gonna always get to this point right here, America, even to Babylon. There shall thou be delivered. See, so it was a point for America to be established. The so-called white man was, did what he had to do. This is why the Lord's gonna make his return to America. Over Boswell, this is the chief city of Edom. When you look at the so-called white man, what country you think about? You don't say England. You know what I mean? Australia, that's an American. Unless that nigga don't open his mouth, that's so-called he's an American. This is the chief city of Edom. It says, behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Bosra. So the eagle is the highest flying bird, So this is how the Lord is going to come as the highest flying bird. The chair is going to hover over the planet Earth. We talks about that also in Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. His glory is going to cover the heavens. That's why the chair is going to be, the sky is going to be filled with chariots, man. Like I said, I don't think in that day, you're going to look up. Just shows how over the Lord is, man. How high he is, man. How exalted. You tell all power is given to him in heaven and in earth. Like I said, the acknowledging him in the heavens. He have powers in it as well as power. He's doing. The Lord is speeding up time and everything. Is in his hand. Because he is the hand. But it's going to be a point where it's going to be acknowledged throughout the planet Earth when prophecy make his profession, when our Lord make his return, man. Like I said, we're doing it now, but everybody gonna know in that day. It says, and at that day, see, shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom, see, that just shows that's how the Lord finna come. As a mighty man is the spirit of war. The mighty men of Edom, and does be as the heart of a woman in her pain. So this concerning this man is military, the fighter jets, he said the Navy, because them chariots be in the water too, man. It's chariots in the water and shit, man. Why you got submarines and shit? They got rockets and shit in the submarine. Different nuke. They got nukes in the submarines, But it says they're going to be spooked, man. They're going to be as a woman or pain, man. They're going to be afraid. But it said, and yet durst fight. So the Lord is going to have a certain spirit, going to put a spirit on them to fight. They ain't got no choice. Like I said, that wounded animal, he all beat up. He's just like a cat all scratched up, got graven wounds. He's not just going to lay on his side, so he just do it. He's gonna, with all his strength, he's gonna muster up. He's gonna show them claws. He's gonna show his teeth. He's gonna launch at you. He's so graven and fucked up. He gotta wait till you come to him, because that's why Esau sent out these different lasers in the sky. That nest when you go into Obadiah, that nest is really it's kind of concerning those weapons in the system and like I said, in the heavens, man. Those laser beams and shit like that. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, He neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. See, because it's nothing carnal. It's not going to be anything carnal. Like a chariot gonna, you know, have some rockets or some shit, or you know what I mean. Lord got to have a shield. Nothing of that nature is nothing of this carnal realm. It's just, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth. That it had been a blast, and that mouth concerning he's going to command it where they go. It says, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. See, and all they were mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. And there's just that concentrated beam of fire. It says, in the violence, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. See, and this is gonna be scary, man. How the Lord gonna be just doing this, man. You just seeing it, just because you can only, movies can only, a movie don't give it justice. You see these different movies, just even with the War of the Worlds, people getting zapped to dust. They can only, it ain't nothing like seeing it, man. Just best way I can say it, because that's gonna even far exceed, you know. Because talk about Yahweh Hashem Al Shine, his ways are not our ways, his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways. So when he even say, uh, uh, the destruction, you can only go so far with it. Even when you see you might look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, these different, you know, that ain't gonna compare to what the Lord gonna do to America, man. You might seen person on fire some shit. They ain't gonna compare with that flame of them thermonuclear missiles. When the Lord sent forth the church is going back to that war of the world, somebody getting zapped, you know. So that was a because they said Ezra was really right there, man. When he saw these things, so that's why it was, hey man. But the point is this devil, so-called white man, it's pretty much is already hell, man. It's Rennie Stone. He gonna take that hell. So just what the title says, outnumbered, outmatched, and outweighed, man. Man, they just going back to the article just further proves that war in heaven as well. This man has got these different fighters. Just I believe they even have a sect um, in their air force called the Blue Angels or something to that nature. Just if you type it up, they call it the Blue Angels, I believe. So that just shows that they're dragging his angel fighter jets as well. So hey, prophecy is playing out, man, and we heard, man. So yeah, I might just hold it with edifying, like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachakadash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I like to say shalom to the elect. Let's teach His word in our true faith and sincerity. DTA, blah blah blah. Soon, very soon, tonight,